Hello, 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 hello. Afternoon to everybody out there. Actually, good evening to everyone out there from the East Coast to the West Coast, all the way from Chicago down to Miami and Galveston, Texas. That's deep. That's basically wide and high. And I'm saying hi to everybody out there. I am CallMeNakomi. How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing very, very well today. I hope y'all are enjoying this very lovely. I'm sorry, I'm gonna you know, get my coif together here somehow, some way. I decided to put my hair up today because I was just like, I'm not dealing with it. It's just doing a whole lot right now. But I want y'all to have a great, amazing weekend. This is the second week of college football and the first week of NFL football, guys. And today I'm going to be bringing you guys here on Call Me Nakomi World, my NFL 2025-2026 season review. Of course, yes, I know the two games already happened. I'm going to go over those games, and I'm also going to give y'all what I feel is basically going to happen throughout the rest of this week one of the NFL season. Also, I'm going to give you my division breakdowns of who I feel is going to win the division and teams that I feel like might make the playoffs. Who's going to be in the hunt? Who's going to be out there? Looking to get a high draft pick next year. Unfortunately, there's a lot of teams out there that's probably going to be doing that. Unfortunately, probably the Cleveland Browns will be one of those teams, and it is what it is. But I'm going to be giving y'all my opinions on each team, how I feel like they're going to fare, and what I feel is going to end up at the end of the season going to be their outcome. Today, if you see me right now, I'm repping my Penn State Nittany Lions. I went there, of course. Went to Penn State, started off at the Altoona campus, then went to the main campus, and then finished up my degree, Penn State degree, at the Scranton campus of Penn State in northeastern Pennsylvania, where I did my my high school years. But guys, today we had some college football. I'm going to basically go over a little bit with y'all what's going on with the scores out there today. A lot of good things happened. A lot of good games went by today. Of course, last week my Penn State Nittany Lions beat up on, who do we play? It didn't even matter. It doesn't even matter who we played. We beat them really well. But we came back second game. See if it's real. See if you're gonna continue to hold down that second spot in the AP polls. In the college football polls. And of course, we definitely going to do that because today we beat Florida International 34-0. I mean, hey, I knew we were going to have a dominant defense like we usually do. This is linebacker U. This is where we churn out, our running backs like it's R&B singers. Like we Motown. We the Motown of R&B of running backs. I'm saying right now. Plain simple. Come see us, Penn State. But I mean, I think that we will do a lot better and be more of a lock for the playoffs. We're probably going to get to the playoffs this year, but we definitely have a hard road ahead of us. We're not playing Michigan this year, but we're going to end up playing Ohio State later in the season. But we got these warm-up games like most top teams usually get a chance to do. They're going to basically have some games that you're going to have to come through. But at the same time, I feel Penn State should end up at the end in the hunt for the playoffs. But our quarterback play is what's going to get us over. And I don't know if Drew Allaire, I think that's his name, Drew Allaire. I don't know if Drew Allaire is going to be that dude, but we're going to see. I think, yeah, it is Drew Allaire. Today he threw for 200 yards for 2 touchdowns. We had a really good game. Allen from Penn State, actually running back from Penn State, for 16 carries, he had 144 rushing yards and a touchdown. I mean, hey, can't beat that with a stick. Not at all. Today, also, right now, Bethune-Cookman. That's a team right there. That's a school. Bethune-Cookman. They're playing the Miami Hurricanes, number 5 in the nation, 14-0 in the first quarter. Hey, sometimes you play those easy teams in the beginning of the season, and it be that way. Clemson right now is looking really close with a little too close with Troy. They are up only 20-16 against Troy. Florida is up 16-15. Ooh, Florida, don't go ahead and lose to South Florida. 16-15 in the fourth quarter. Utah is ranked number 25. They're up 28-6 right now. You're gonna have South Carolina It will be South Carolina State against South Carolina. Shout out South Carolina State. That's my brother's alma mater, South Carolina State. I kind of sometimes wish I would have went to HBCU, but I went to Penn State, and we are Penn State. I will take that no matter what, no matter how the state sometimes can be, especially there's some red spots, some big red spots in Pennsylvania. When I was growing up in Pennsylvania, it was a blue state. That's all I'm going to say. But at the same time, when I went to Penn State, I learned the history of how it was around Pennsylvania, not just basically Penn State, and what's going on. What's going on, Reese? What's going on with you, man? I'm good, man. We talking some football today. Hang around, man. Hang around with me. Penn State, big, it's definitely predominantly white institution, but he had a big black footprint in that school. I was part of the Black Caucus while I was there, and definitely learned of some history of how there was some burning crosses in front of the black dorms on the main campus. So I mean, hey, it's something you got to basically deal with that reality. But at the same time, sometimes I thought to myself, it would have been hot if I would have went to a HBCU. I think that would have been really cool. But I feel like that going to Penn State definitely made me not saying not I wouldn't have been relatable, but at the same time, it made me more, I guess you could say, well-rounded to understanding the world that we live in. You know what I mean? But hey, every black person has to deal with the place we live in. That's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about football. You know what I'm saying? Take a break from all that. Take a break from all that. We getting enough of that for the day. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling. He says he's just chilling over here, chilling at work. That's what's up, man. Get that time in. Go home and enjoy the rest of your Saturday, man. I hope that you do. I hope that we get hooked. We hook up for some football talk, maybe some basketball talk soon. Anytime, man. You my boy, Reese. Not really chilling, but do what you're doing at work. Hey, bro. I do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. That game has actually been delayed against South Carolina State has been delayed. The Louisiana Tech game just started, so 0-0. Mississippi, Arizona State 0-0. Let me see some games that already ended. Ohio State beat up on Grambling. My goodness, 70-0. That's against the law. I'm not even fronting. Ohio State. Somebody go get them. Ohio State's gonna be a problem, and damn, we gotta play them this year, man. I would take some Michigan this year, for real, instead of Ohio State. Ohio State is out here to take people out. They are not trying to play around. They're just like, we going back to back, just like the Eagles are trying to go back to back. They're like, hey, if you available, come through. We would love to have you. They were trying to get Michael Parsons. I'm not even mad at that. I'm not even mad at that. They killed Grambling. It's not even fair. Georgia beat up on Austin Perry. Oh, not Perry. Sorry, Austin Pay. I guess that's how you say it. Oregon, another team that we're probably going to have to face this year. I'm pretty sure we have to face 69-3. My goodness, those two are reasons why we might not make it into the playoffs this year. Although, hey, I don't think they kept us out of there last year, and Oregon was still good. Texas, Arch Manning came back with a vengeance in this game. He had easy enough prey. Opposition. San Jose State. They're 0-0. They're 0-2 already in the season anyway, but 38-7 is what they beat them. Arch Manning threw 19 of 20 for 295 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he ran in the touchdown. I give him his props. I'm not gonna front. Hey, you gotta celebrate who did it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do your thing, young man. Illinois beat up on Duke, and the rest of it. Jesus. Florida State 77-3 against East Texas A&M. Sometimes these games is not even fair. Why basically feed them to the fishes like that? Ooh, Baylor came out on top of SMU. Ooh, they basically beat them 48-45. So it was a shootout. It was a shootout out there. Somebody said, I'm going to go to the trunk. And, everybody basically just ran. It is what it is. And people was throwing balls out there, catching every single one of them. That's what that game looked like. It was a shootout. And Baylor outlasted SMU, who started off at 17th and ranked 17th in the nation. Texas A&M ranks 19. They beat up on Utah State 44-22. Let me see if there's any other. Tennessee. I saw that earlier. Tennessee. They started up there 2-2 for the season. They're 22 ranked in the nation. 72-17. Sometimes it's not even fair. It's not even fair out there, basically. Yeah. So. Kennesaw State. It's a local team that over here down in Georgia. Got beat by Indiana, who is ranked 23, 56-9 is what they got, how they got beat today. So college football is in full swing, man. Absolutely. Ohio State is absolutely killing it, their Reese, man. Listen, tell me what's your favorite team? What's your favorite college team out there? Tell me what's your favorite college team. What's your favorite NFL team? If y'all out there, go ahead and check in today. We say what's up, and make sure you go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Please go ahead and drop that like, man. It didn't only take a second. You could have did it. You could have did it again. You could have unliked and liked it back just now. I do that all the time, just basically to see, oh wow, it is actually that easy. You know what I'm saying? It is actually that easy. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that for me, please. I'm gonna give y'all 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Drop a comment also, please, and say hi. Even if it's after the live stream, please go ahead and just drop a like in the comments. Oh, I want to show y'all this really cool coaster that I picked up at Dragon Con. I went to Dragon Con and took some footage. I'm gonna be editing that together with my daughter, and I'm basically gonna put that up. I saw some really cool stuff. I was just walking around in Miramart and seeing some costumes and everybody just out there. It's always a good time at Dragon Con out here in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So I try to go every single year I can. Who's the master? That's my new coaster over here. For, when I'm talking to you good people out there. Go ahead, hit the notification button so y'all know when I go live. Go ahead and share this show if you hear a take or something really cool that I basically said. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here doing some good work, talking to you people. I'm looking forward to this season. I mean, turn now. This is the best time of the year. I'm not a huge baseball fan. Baseball is cool. I wish the best for all the teams out there. I hope that my Yankees always do well. They don't look like they're doing that well this year, but I mean, it is what it is. And you know what I'm saying? But between that time after basketball season's over until football season starts, it's dry. It's a desert. It's dry. Sports is dry. You just talking about the draft for the NFL and the draft of the NBA, and that's all y'all got to live on except for baseball. Ugh. At least you got golf. At least I found golf, man. Woo. This was a great golf season, man. I'm very, very happy. I'm very, I'm loving that I'm getting to be closer and closer with my new side chick golf. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And my wife is okay with it. I love it. I mean, she's so understanding. Nah, I mean, I play whenever I can. But I'm very much enjoying it, enjoying to get good. You know what I mean? I love to play in a tournament one day. But hey, because I'm competitive, and I'm not going to basically, play and try to get better at golf unless I'm trying to basically go out there and get at least one under par. I'm trying to get at least one under par. That's my goal. You got to set a goal. First goal, finish par for the whole entire course. No, first goal, finish under 100. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Baby steps. The other day I played and I finished 110. But I'm getting good. Woo, my driver's hitting clean. It's starting to get clean. It needs to get straight. Closing that club face. Anyway, but yeah, this is the best time of the year. College football is here, and I'm glad about college football. But this is the NFL show, baby. NFL. And the NFL season has finally arrived. There's no more talking, no more all that bull. Nobody want to hear nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? It's the NFL season, and it has begun. And it began with some real crazy stuff, bro. Real crazy stuff. It began on Tuesday on the Peacock Network, the same network that shows the Sunday Night Football. I mean, it's definitely prime time. It's prime time shows. This was definitely prime time to Thursday football, the beginning of the NFL season. I mean, like I always told you guys, I believe the NBA is a reality show and the NFL is a soap opera. And this whole entire offseason was exactly that. Between the Shador situation, between all these players, especially these defensive backs getting defensive ends and linemen trying to get their money, and Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones, that soap opera. You gave me a handshake. It's supposed to be. It's in the contract that you have to talk to my agent. But I shook your hand, son. Come on, bro. Come on, son. That was just crazy. And you let him walk out the door to the Green Bay Packers. I mean, I hear, like I said, I heard that the Eagles was trying to get him. I'm glad the Eagles didn't get him. Why? Because my estranged team, the New York Giants. We're not divorced yet, you know what I'm saying? I'm not ready to sign the papers just yet, you know what I'm saying? They don't want me to leave. They don't want me to leave, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I need some space. I needed space. So anyway, the Eagles played the Cowboys after all that whole entire almost soap opera. The Eagles, the reigning champions, opening game. Thursday football, no other game is on. Every single football eye is on this game. And Jalen Carter spits on Dak Prescott pregame. It was crazy. I didn't hear about it until after the game, or actually during the game is when I heard about it. And I was just like, that is crazy. I'm not going to go about it too long. I know you heard tons about it already. But okay, from what I heard and from what I've seen on video, basically they were all kind of close together. I don't know if it was after the first snap or whatever, or before kickoff or whatever whenever exactly it happened. But that looking kind of at the Eagles huddle, he's in his own huddle, or they talking, and he's looking at the Eagles huddle, and he spits on the floor while kind of staring directly at the huddle. Spits on the floor, blah, you know what I'm saying? And Jalen Carter took offense to it, obviously, because he walks over and he looks at what's the name is, and from Dak's recount of the situation, he said, "Yo, so you spitting at me or something like that," and so he spits back at Dak, but he hits him in the chest, and I was like, bro, even if he did spit your way, it didn't touch you, bro. Spitting on somebody is the most disrespectful thing you could do to somebody. Personally, that's just how I feel about it. I mean, I'd like to believe that I mean, I'm not exactly sure how I would react in a situation because it's never happened to me. And it is what it is. But I'd like to believe that I don't know if someone could basically could spit on me and I just won't do something. Maybe somebody will catch me like Rambus before he went at Mikhail. But it's like, oh, let me go, son. I'm about to go off on this person. But yo, I mean, Dak held his cool somehow, or he just realized that, yeah, that's a monster. I'm not gonna basically go after this dude. He is so serious. He is willing to spit on me. And of course, he might not have thought that the cameras would have been on him or that people was actually looking. But son, for real, you on the opposing team and you walked up to the quarterback. And novice to controversy. You've been in it before, so you should know that every single camera is gonna be on you, bro. They had angles of this joint. They had angles. I'm sure they had an overhead of it. I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, so that starts off. So Jalen Carter, one of the top linemen in the game, he's out of the game, and looks like the Cowboys actually got off to a good run. They actually scored first, but Jalen Hurts was not going to be denied in this game. He basically came back and hit him, and my man basically ran in almost all of the Eagles' points. That and the kicker. That's why you need to play real good football. None of this going for 2 points and going for the touchdown. Sometimes you got to know when to hit the field goal. And they basically did what they had to do and got into the lead and kept the lead because they took care of the football. They kicked the football. They wasn't throwing crazy passes out there. You know, they took care. They did their business. They did their job, and they won the game. But I'm not gonna front. Dak looked decent out there. He looked like he was focused. Javonte Williams, I didn't realize that he. I mean, I thought he was going to be a scrub, and he didn't have no big yards. I mean, his longest run was from 11 yards, but he had 54 yards for 2 touchdowns. He looks like he's going to be the goal line back for them. And I don't know, what's going on. I heard CB Lamb had 5 drops, maybe 4 drops, 4 and a possible. CB Lamb had 4 and a possible during that game drops. But he had 110. He had 110 yards on 7 receptions. George Pickens, they tried to pass it to him a little bit. He had 4 targets. Ferguson, tight end, had 6 targets. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of tells you what's going on, and between that and the carries, it tells you who's the boss on the team. Javonte Williams had 15 carries, so I didn't really realize that he was going to be the number 1, but I kind of heard saw some articles about him basically looking like he's going to be the number 1 dude. Miles Sanders actually had some really good carries for them until he ended up fumbling really close to the goal line in the game. So it didn't really end up with, he didn't really recover from that. So it is what it is. But the Eagles took home the first game of the year, started off where they ended off, and thank goodness, because I hate the Cowboys. So it is what it is. Jerry, you need to retire. It's time. It's time. Yeah, absolutely. Saquon also had a touchdown in that game, 60 yards. He ran for 60 yards. Jalen Hurts definitely, though, he out rushed him by 62 with 2 touchdowns. So pretty good game. I watched it up until basically when the rain delay happened, and I went to sleep. It is what it is. Next game that happened was yesterday. The Chiefs took on the Chargers. I'm about to say San Diego Chargers. They took on the LA Chargers down in Rio de Janeiro. Was it Rio de Janeiro? No, sorry, it was Sao Paulo in Brazil. They were in that same stadium that Jordan Love hurt his leg the last season. So I was hoping that the turf would have been good and nobody would have got hurt during that game. But they had a pretty good game. I mean, hey, Justin Herbert looked like he is back to being the Justin Herbert of about 4 years ago. I've been waiting for him to become himself again. Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, the Chargers beat the Chiefs 27-21. It looks like the Chargers pretty much scored a full touchdown in every single quarter, while the Chiefs struggled with some having to settle for field goals until they finally hit Kelsey for a touchdown. But that was the only score that happened during the game. Patrick Mahomes was 24 of 37 for 258 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He took 2 sacks during the game. Well, I don't know, it was 2 or 9. I can't exactly. Yeah, it was two sacks for the game. Patrick Mahomes also rushed for 57 yards on 6 carries for 1 touchdown. So that was the 2 touchdowns that happened. I think, the kicker missed one of the extra points or something like that. I think that's what happened. But Isaiah Pacheco didn't really do much. 25 yards on 5 carries. In the receiving room for the Chiefs, it was 99 yards from Hollywood Brown, who finally decided to come to the party with 10 receptions on 16 targets. So it looks like Hollywood Brown is going to be that dude out there in Kansas City until Rashee Rice comes off of his suspension. Kelsey had 2 receptions on 4 targets. Juju Smith had 5 targets. I don't know who else. All these other guys that don't really matter. Kareem Hunt had a couple catches. Isaiah Pacheco had a couple catches, and Isaiah Worthy didn't have any catches for the game. Let me see. I don't know what that was. Okay. Anyway, on the Chargers side though, Justin Herbert, he threw 25 of 34 passes. So he was a very efficient. He had a very efficient day with 318 yards passing. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he took 3 sacks. So he had a QB rating of 88. Omarion Hampton was the heavy carrier for the game with 15 carries for 48 yards, no touchdowns, and that's okay. He's a rookie. But Justin Herbert ran also 7 times for 32 yards. I remember he used to use his legs back in the day, and that's what I'm happy to see, that Justin Herbert is getting back to being him. We don't need him to be Justin. We don't need to be him to be Jalen Hurts. We don't need him to be just Josh Allen. Herbert just needs to be Herbert, and that's basically just extending plays with your legs, and that to me is what a true quarterback looks like and is, and that's why he's one of those guys that Shedeur reminds me of. Shedeur reminds me of. I hope that he can basically get in there and do some great things like Justin Herbert. The dude out there for the wide receiving core though was Quentin Johnson. Number 1, he had 5 receptions for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns on 7 targets. Keenan Allen was the other high target getter with 10 targets, and he caught 7 receptions for 68 yards and 1 touchdown. Ladd McConkey only had 74 only. He had 74 yards with 6 receptions, but he had no touchdowns for the game. Trey Harris, another guy that I was hoping that would have did better for the year as a wide receiver. You never know. Maybe, people might get hurt. It is what it is. And he'll have a chance to step in and do some things. But he caught the only target that came his way for an 11-yard gain. Najee Harris didn't do too much with 1 carry for 5 yards. So we'll see what's going to happen. I wonder how many possessions he was in on. But that was the game, and the Chargers ended up winning that game. That's a division rival also, just like the Eagles and the Cowboys. So the Chargers are now in the lead of that division. And we're going to go over divisions real soon. Actually, yes, I'm actually going to go over divisions now, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to give you guys what I feel like is going to be my predictions for this week, week one. I hope you guys are all out there having a good time and taking care of each other. I hope you are taking care of your health. You know what I'm saying? This would be a great time. If I had a sponsor, this would be a great time for me to go ahead and drop a little commercial, a little read. I could do that. Go ahead and hit me up at CallMeNakomi@gmail.com if you want me to advertise for your product. I would do a great job. I'm a marketing management major from Penn State, of course. We are Penn State. And I think I would do a great job. So go out there. I'm going to keep on trying to build this channel, and I hope that I basically can work with you one day. Anyway, here we go into the divisions. Here we go. All right, let me change up this display. Boom, boom, boom. All right. First, we are going to be talking about, of course, this is the AFC East. The AFC East. All right, so you have the old guard who usually is in here, the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, which me and my brother were like, yo, why are the Miami Dolphins even in this division? But it's the NFC East, so I guess that's what they had. But I mean, hey, it's always weird to me that Miami Dolphins are in there with the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. Boo. Anyway, so of course, I feel like the Buffalo Bills are going to continue to reign on top of this division. Coming up second in this division, I am going to go with the Patriots. Is this a dart throw? You know what I'm saying? I feel like Drake May's gonna make a jump to this year. I don't know if he's gonna set the whole world on fire. I don't think he has enough wide receiver talent out there for that yet. And I feel like it's gonna be a little messy. Hopefully not, because I have some Travion Hamilton. Darn, give me 2 seconds. What team is that? That is this league. And yep, Travion Henderson. Okay, I was saying it right. Henderson. I feel like him and Ramondre Stevenson is gonna have some back and forth, back and forth. They're not gonna have no smooth. Maybe they want to have that thunder and lightning there, but I don't think that Ramondre Stevenson has done enough to show me that he deserves to basically have a guaranteed carries. If Travion Harrison basically if he shows up and shows that he can handle it for three carries, three carries and downs. I feel like they could definitely do some things. That and developing defense, I think that they could do some things. Fields, he might help them out. They have actually legitimate weapons with the Jets. I'm not completely secure about their I'm not completely secure with their quarterback play. And the Dolphins, they definitely have weapons, but I'm not completely sure that they, as a team, are going to stay healthy. A-Chain is already hurt. You have Ali. What's this dude's name? Ali Gordon. He's probably going to be the carrier for maybe first, second, third game until A-Chain's back. When both of them are back, I think that it's going to be pretty good. Them going back and forth a little bit, thunder and lightning a little bit. I think that definitely is going to help them when they had Mostert. Waddle's supposed to be having he's supposed to be having his breakout year. I'm like, come on now. A dude that I follow for fantasy football, he always says, years to wow me, I'm not wowed. That's Ramondre Stevenson. That is Jalen Waddle. I mean, hey, I ain't seen it yet. They always say that they're great. I ain't seen it yet. So the Dolphins, Jets, a little bit of a toss up. I say the Bills win the division, and I say somehow New England creeps in and is in the running for a division champion, for a wild card. Let me see. How do I get to the next slide? Yes. My team's division. You have Dallas, the Giants, the Eagles, and the Commanders. This is going to be a very contentious division. And I think the Giants actually have a pretty hard schedule this year too. So, as per usual lately, I feel like the Eagles are definitely going to be at the top of this division, followed by the Commanders if they stay healthy. But then I feel like it's going to be between the Cowboys and the Giants. And right now, I feel like after losing Michael Parsons and having no concrete running game like they used to have back in the day, I don't know if Jalen Williams, Javonte Williams is going to be able to carry them like that. They're going to have to get into a lot of shootouts. But I feel like if they come against certain teams that have some really good defense, they're going to have, especially secondary defense, they're going to have some problems out there. CB Lamb's going to get his, but that obviously, as we saw, don't guarantee them games, wins. And obviously, they have a little bit of case of the dropsies over there. So, you know what? I'm never going to put the Cowboys over the Giants. The Giants are never. I don't care if they actually end up being the bottom of the division. Never going to put them at the bottom of the division. Nobody put Baby in the corner, even if I'm beefing with Baby right now. I say the Giants. The Giants and the Cowboys are the last third and fourth, respectfully, in the division. And I feel like the Cowboys are going to make the Eagles are going to be the division champions, and the Commanders are going to be in a wild card spot. Then you have the AFC South, the Texans, the Colts, the Jags, and the Titans. I think the Jags are definitely going to be at the bottom of this division, followed by the Colts. I think the Colts are not going to be great. They're going to be okay, but Daniel Jones is their starter, and Richardson is back up, and he has a vote of no confidence. Being the starter before and them giving it to Daniel Jones. I saw Daniel Jones up close and personal for years. Nope. I think only one team comes out of this division to make the playoffs, and that's going to be the Texans. And somebody has to get out of there, just like the NFC South. Somebody has to make it. So it's going to be the Texans this year. especially with that defense. They got a great kicker. They got a great defense. They got a great quarterback. Their running back though, because I don't think Mixon's going to really make it back, guys. I don't think Mixon's going to make it back to make no kind of real imprint. And unless Nick Chubb is alive, I don't see. I don't know. Somebody's going to have to make it out of the division. That's all I got to say. And I'm going to pick the Texans to make it out. Everybody else is not going to be down there. I'm sorry. I do not trust Sunshine, even with Travis Hunter. They don't got a great defense. Who knows about their running game? Sunshine's out there slinging it, but I don't feel like Brian, the name Brian Robinson, Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter can do miracles out there. But so much they could do. And like I said, the NFC South is basically the other bad division in the NFL. And you have the Falcons, the Panthers, the Saints, and the Bucks. I feel like the Bucks are going to come out on top in this division, followed by the Falcons, because I feel like they have enough established talent, and their defense is getting better every single year. They made it. It was between them. They made it to the playoffs last year, and they weren't able to really do much of nothing last year. But I feel like they're definitely gonna make it back. I don't know if they're gonna make it back as a wild card. I don't know if they're gonna make it past the wild card game, but I feel like they might make that. The Buccaneers are definitely gonna be in there. And the Saints and Panthers. The Saints are gonna be last. Panthers are gonna just basically continue to build on what they got. I hope that Jalen and Bryce Young can actually, make a difference this year. From what I saw last year when he regained his confidence, I thought it looked really good. I thought he looked very, very good, and made some strides. Ted McMillan looks like a monster out there. Chuba Hubbard, he's all right. I don't know what happened to that rookie that they drafted last year, but it doesn't look like he's on the team any longer. So I hope that they could get it together, but they're not going to they're going to make strides this year. They're not going to make any kind of noise. And the Saints, they're not making no noise right now. They pulling out the paddles on the Saints. They're pulling out the paddles. They might go 0-17. No, maybe they'll go 1-17. Maybe they'll go 1-17 if they play the Panthers on a really bad game. I mean, 1-16 if they play the Panthers on a really bad week. AFC North. This is a battleground right here, baby people. Battleground, baby. You got the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers. I feel like the Ravens should be the top of that division. Great defense, great offense. Lamar Jackson, MVP, healthy. Not completely healthy, but healthy enough. Derrick Henry, the Kingmaker out there. You got LeJohntay Wester out there. You got you also got Zay Flowers out there. You got Mark Andrews, and you got Isaiah Likely. It's a great team. They have a great team out there in Baltimore, in B-more. And so I feel like they'll definitely repeat to go back to maybe the top 3 in the conference. B-more is going to do their thing once again. After them, I mean, let's just say this. I hope the Bengals right the ship and make it back to the playoffs. I don't think the defense is good at all. Excuse me. I don't think the defense is good at all. But sometimes the offense can force an issue. I saw the Miami do that when 3 seconds. Sorry, that was a lot more than 3 seconds, but sometimes that's my way of getting rid of hiccups. It works. I hope it works. Anyway, I think that maybe the Bengals might be second in this division. You know what? No, I'm gonna switch that around. I think the Steelers are going to be second in this division. I don't believe that Aaron Rodgers is going to do great things, but I think that if they do what they're supposed to do, especially with the Arthur Smith run defense, they should rely on the run game. Jalen Warren is still there. He's there. Switch it up. If I was running that offense, Jalen Warren would be their switch up back. I don't feel like he's a every single down back. I feel like Caleb Johnson that they drafted should be their first 2 down back. Jalen Warren, you bring him in on the third down as a catch or as a threat as a catch when you do some play action and head it out and send it out there for Jonnu Smith or Freiermuth, or send it out far for DK Metcalf. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has to do too much. I think that if he tries to do too much, that's when they're going to fail. And I believe that Tomlinson is the kind of coach that could hold him down and say, listen, this is your last stop, so you're not running nothing. I don't think you understand whether or not you holding somebody hostage. You're really not. You are a stopgap, my dude. And if you do well, maybe you'll be here a second year, playing for another absolutely storied franchise. Everybody doesn't get this chance. So Aaron Rodgers, you need to get along so you can basically play along. Play along so you can get along. Whichever way you decide to do it, that's the way it is. Other team, the Bengals, is going to be third in the division. Because it so much relies on Joe Burrow staying healthy. So besides Joe Burrow being healthy, they don't got nothing else going for them. They got 2 great wide receivers and a good running back, a good little stable of running backs too, behind Chase Brown. But it's just like I don't think they even have a backup that's worth even talking about. And that whole house of cards, just like Miami, can fall apart if the quarterback goes down. Last in the division, Cleveland Browns. I said everything I needed to say. Their defense is great, but their offense is a bottleneck. And they can't really be unlocked completely until they get a quarterback that actually can dream. Not the January Joe or whatever the hell they want to call him. Basically, that's pie in the sky to believe that he's going to take y'all much far. Dylan Gabriel, not that bad, but at the same time, he's not Shedeur Sanders. And Shedeur Sanders is it's sometimes you got to ride momentum, and Shedeur has the momentum, and you got to ride that sometimes. Let Joe go out there and sacrifice himself for those first 4 that they got. That's a murderer's row lineup. Go into the bye week, come out. If you need to do what you got to do, give Dylan his time out there and see what he could do. Hey, maybe he might pull you in a game or 2, but it is what it is. But don't take too long and waste half that season and have Shedeur messing around with the practice squad and lose the locker room, and Shedeur be here after you gone. I'm just saying. Unless that coach is crazy, let that dude loose. Somebody's picking him up. There's no way nobody doesn't pick up one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the last, 10 years. College or NFL. One of the most accurate quarterbacks, top 10 accurate quarterback on either level in the last 10 years. I'm just saying, at the very least. That's the AFC. That's the AFC North. NFC North. You got the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings. This is going to be very interesting. You got Caleb Williams coming back for his second year. Painting nails, don't care. I don't give a shit. What the hell he puts on his nails is what he could basically, if he can spin that ball or not. That's what it comes down to. He has nothing but weapons out there. He could definitely use a better running back, but Swift, they're gonna do what they got to do with them. They have a new coordinator out there, and hopefully they can unlock Caleb. But he looked really, really frustrated during training camp. So I'm hoping he could get shake off those demons and don't have a sophomore slump. But who do I feel is going to be the top team in the NFC North? Detroit Lions. I'm not even gonna, I mean, that's an easy pick. That's an easy pick. Some people being really exotic, picking the Bears and picking the Packers. I'm picking another team that's gonna go be a wild card out of this division. But I definitely feel like the Lions, they have a well-oiled machine, great coaching, great quarterback, deep wide receiver room for the most part. They got they got almost to me the best running back core 1-2 punch in the league in Gibbs and Montgomery. So there's no reason why the NFC North shouldn't be the top team coming out of that division. Next, I say is going to be the Green Bay Packers. They got Micah Parsons, and that definitely makes up for any deficiencies they might have had on the defense. Micah Parsons is going to make up for it. He's going to make up for it, and he's going to show out, and he's going to show them why. He's going to make sure that to his dying breath, he's going to make the Cowboys regret letting him walk out the room. Why? Because I know that mentality. Penn State, baby. Penn State, linebacker you. That man basically is born and bred for this. He has been pounded into his head that this is what you were bred to do, bro. You were put here to become a great, all-time great. That's what they put out, all-time greats. And not saying that he was he's not Reggie White yet, but he's definitely going to be that man on that defense. And he's going to show up so much issues. He's going to be that Von Miller on that team that's going to put so much pressure on that other team's quarterback. And they have weapons. That whole entire team is a weapon on offense. Between Jordan Love, quarterback, running back, Josh Jacobs, wide receivers, you got Golden, you got Reed, you got Romeo Dobbs. Is that his name? Romeo Dobbs. And you got Golden out that joint. Golden just coming in, and he already looks like he's another wide receiver one. Jaden Reed already got hurt. It is what it is. Sometimes you gotta let go some of the. Sometimes it's two big dudes, two big name wide receivers. Sometimes ain't good. You got to have a number one, and you got to have some really competent number twos. Two competent number twos and a number one. That to me is how you put together a really good defense. And then on top of it, you got Kraft out there as a tight end. I think that they're gonna have a really good season, an amazing season. And they're gonna be the wild card. They're gonna be another wild card in the NFC. Right behind them, I say it's probably going to be the Bears because the Vikings have some growing to do, even though they have Justin Jefferson on a possibly explosive Vikings team. But it's pigeonholed now because of the fact that you have J.J. McCarthy on his first season coming in, and I don't care how good he's going to be, he's still going to have to basically deal with the whole league. So he's going to have some issues. Aaron Jones is the starting running back there, but I think Jordan is the backup there, the dude who backed up for Christian McCaffrey when he was hurt out there in San Francisco. So I feel like he is ready to step in if Aaron Jones gets hurt. So they should be pretty good on the running game and pretty good on the wide receiving. And also you got TJ Hawkinson, who is the tight end out there. So they should be pretty good, ready to go for this season. I just think that J.J. McCarthy is going to have some things to basically, to figure out. And it'll be a damn shame if he finishes ahead of Caleb Williams. That's going to be an interesting thing to find out. Who finishes on top between the Vikings and the Bears. Looking forward to seeing that. But that's my picks out of there. AFC West just got started yesterday. Let the fun begin. Let the fun begin. That is going to be a very interesting division, guys. Such an interesting division. You got the Broncos. So you have Sean Payton on his second year or third year in the Broncos. Now with Bo Nix, who is solidly as the quarterback one in that room. He could run. He could pass. He got Cortland Sutton. He has Pat Bryant. He has what's the other kid? Dang, I can't remember the name. another rookie wide receiver. You have RJ Harvey that just came in. They have JK Dobbins, who I'm not really worried about. I mean, he might basically snipe a bunch of carries, but that gives them a really dynamic running game back there. And you have pretty much what is touted to be the number one defense coming in fantasy wise coming into the season in the Broncos. I don't know if it's just because of schedule, because of the schedule. Maybe they have a really easy schedule, but they are, ready to make noise this season. You have the Chiefs, of course. The Chiefs. I mean, what more do I need to say about the Chiefs? Besides the fact that Kelsey is old. He is going to be there as a safety blanket in case Patrick needs it, but Patrick needs to make some more household names. He needs to go back to the kitchen and cook up some more dudes to make big names. You got Xavier Worthy out there who basically looked anemic yesterday. You have Ray Rice, who is serving a 6-game suspension, I believe. You also have Hollywood Brown, who finally was able to get healthy. He wasn't able to get healthy all year last year. Isaiah Pacheco is I thought he was going to do a lot better last year. He got hurt, so he could have did a lot better coming in this. And he hopefully he gets better and feels more comfortable, and of course continue to be a great benefit. But I'm mad I didn't get to watch that game because I wanted to see the O-line, because I feel like the O-line was the reason why the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl last year. If you can't protect Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs go nowhere. No matter how good that defense is, and that defense is pretty good. You know what I mean? So the defense is going to definitely keep them in, as they did in the Super Bowl. But the offensive line, they've drafted a new rookie to try to replace whoever the issue was in the Super Bowl. So they should do very well. But hopefully, the Patrick Mahomes. I mean, if anybody could do something, Patrick Mahomes could make a miracle. I have 3 people now who I never bet against: Tom Brady, LeBron James, and Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying that he's going to win a Super Bowl this year, but I don't bet against the man because it is what it is. Dudes like that, just basically, they are blessed. And Andy Reid, I just don't bet against those two dudes, especially when together. I mean, you had Brady and you had Belichick. I just don't bet against those dudes in their prime. I didn't bet against them. It is what it is. The Raiders are probably going to be the bottom of this division. I don't think it's going to be 4 teams that make the division out of here, but I feel like there could be 3 teams that make. I think there could be 3 teams that make the playoffs out of this division. So I feel like the Broncos can make the division. Could make the playoffs. I feel the Chiefs could definitely make the playoffs and it'll probably be the number 1 team in this division. No, but you know what? I'm going Chargers actually as the number 1 team in this division, because I think the Chiefs are going to have a hard enough time fighting off people who's going to give them their best effort. The Chiefs that have entered into that upper echelon of the Cowboys and the Lakers, where every team wants to beat you. You are the top. Even if you don't win every single year, everybody still wants to beat you. They want to say, "Oh, I beat Patrick Mahomes. I beat Andy Reid. I beat the Chiefs." So you're gonna get everybody's number one effort every single game. Not saying the Chargers aren't going to catch that hell too, but I think the Chargers are actually, to me, I'm going to go with the Chargers on top of this division. I feel like they are poised. They have a good defense. They got a very good quarterback when healthy and in rhythm with everybody. They have a wide receiver core that is, Quinton Jack. Who was the dude? Hold on. I'm so sorry, guys. Quentin Johnson. Okay. Quentin Johnson. He's the number 2. Keon Allen, number 1. He came back. He's back to being number 1. Ladd McConkey in the slot. You see what Ladd did last year. And Trey Harris. Even though Trey Harris is number 4 right now, he ain't nothing to mess with. Trey Harris looks like he's going to be great also. So the Chargers have a great running back, a great wide receiver core. The running back room is, Amarion Hampton and Najee Harris. Even if you have to go to Najee Harris, he's not going to basically knock over the entire world, but he is a solid 100 yards passing and running and passing for every single game. I mean, he's not a great passer, a great pass catcher, but Najee Harris could definitely give you at least a good like 80. No, his floor is 80 yards. He's not going to give you the 120, but his floor is 80. So if you have a Marion Hampton to take over the top end of that, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I think that the Chiefs are going to be number one in this division, followed by the Chargers. Sorry, I'm so used to saying it. The Chargers are going to be number one in this division in the AFC West, followed by the Chiefs, and the Broncos are going to be able to sneak in somewhere in that wild card. They're going to sneak in. Last but not least, you got the NFC West, which is the Arizona Cardinals, the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks. Drama already in San Francisco, guys. I have a rule in fantasy football that I never draft Christian McCaffrey. I was actually about to draft Christian McCaffrey because I was just like, hey, if he falls to me, I'm going to draft him because I feel like other people had that same feeling of never draft Christian McCaffrey. Somehow he evaded me through all of the drafts that I did. I did 3 drafts. Only one I'm not completely happy with. But I'm gonna make it do what it do, and I'm gonna fight my way, hopefully, to the playoffs. But I tried to get Chris McCaffrey. I was just like, if he falls to me, because I didn't really have great draft position all throughout all my drafts. But I was like, if he falls to me, I might pick him up. Depending on who's available in that area, I might pick him up. And blessfully, somebody picked him up before me in every single draft. And he already has calf tightness and might not play this opening game. It is what it is. That's going to be the San Francisco 49ers for the whole season, as per usual. They are lucky that they were able to trade for Brian Robinson away from the Washington Redskins because they feel like they have a good 1-2 punch in Eckler and JCM. Jacory something. I can't remember his name. The nickname is Bill. I picked him up in a couple of drafts. So I feel like San Francisco, I don't know if they're going to be able to hold it down. I think the Rams are going to take the top of the division in this year, followed by the San Francisco 49ers. I feel like between the rest of their weapons in that team, they'll be able to, and the defense, they'll be able to hold on to the second spot in this division. And followed by them will be the Seahawks, which I think they'll do pretty well. I didn't even get to talk about the Raiders. But it's not consequential. Anyway, the Seahawks will be there. Geno's out, and our Sam Darnold has come in. So he has some weapons out there that hopefully he'll be able to do some things. But I don't know if they'll make a wild card spot. Sam Darnold got out there. He got paid. Good job, bro. Good job. Followed by the Cardinals. I'm sorry. Voted no confidence in the Cardinals. I like Kyler Murray, but I'm not a fan. Marvin Harrison Jr., I thought you were going to be amazing, sir. I'm not going to front, though, but you are a rookie. Like you were a rookie last year. This year, I hope you do better. James Conner, good enough. Not great. Good enough. Holding up the spot. Trey Benson, I hope he gets a chance. Also, Trey McBride out there, one of the top tight ends, was the only bright spot in their season last year. So we'll see how that goes. But I think the Cardinals definitely are going to be a mid-round drafting team. Not the worst, but definitely nowhere near the best. So those are my picks for the season. I'm going to tabulate my picks, and I'm going to come back in my next episode when I give my reaction for Sunday before Monday Night Football. I'm going to give my reaction. I'm going to tell you who I feel like is going to win the wild card spots, and so my playoffs. And then I'm going to go next week and go to who I feel is going to win in the playoffs and who do I pick to win the Super Bowl, guys. So that was my picks for the division. Division leaders are going to be the Rams, going to be the Chargers, going to be the Lions, going to be the Ravens, Tampa Bay, Texans, Eagles, and Buffalo. So those are my my division leaders for the season. Now, let's go. Please go ahead and hit that like button before while I go. I'm getting set up for my picks for the week. My weekly picks, Guys, all right. So, already the Eagles beat Dallas. The Chargers beat Kansas City. So first game on the first games for Sunday, the 1:00 games. You're gonna have Atlanta, Tampa Bay. I'm picking Tampa Bay. You're gonna have the Bengals and Cleveland. I'm picking I'm picking Cincinnati. You're gonna have Miami, Indianapolis. I feel like Miami is gonna win that game. You have Las Vegas versus New England. That's a toss up. Picking Vegas. You have New Orleans versus Arizona. I feel like Arizona is going to pull out their first win of the season, probably their first game season opening winner probably in 5 years. Arizona is going to beat New Orleans because New Orleans is a train wreck. Pittsburgh is going to beat the Jets. Just because I don't feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to go into New York and decide to lay an egg. I feel like it's going to be a very interesting matchup, but I feel like Pittsburgh is going to beat the Jets. Washington should beat the Giants. I'm going to tell how it is. They don't get my blind faith like they used to. I feel like the Giants are going to be my review of the Giants. I feel like the Giants actually have a pretty good team, and that's basically what bums me out even more, man. It's what bums me out even more. I mean, they have the perfect wide quarterback room to bring along a young quarterback. Russell Wilson's going to start. Jackson Dart is probably going to basically come in if Russell has any issues. And James Winston is the backup who's basically there for the break glass. You know what I mean? Wide receiver room, not great. Definitely Malik Nabers is going to hold it down and get most of the targets. I think they should have been more aggressive to go out there and get another wide receiver. Another at least a good solid 2. Wan'Dale Robinson is not him. And I don't know if Jalen Hyatt is him yet. It should have showed already, basically, but maybe they just didn't have the personnel to actually target him more than 20 yards out. Because Daniel Jones sucks. Running back room looks interesting. Looks sturdy. It looks like it could be something interesting. Let's see. I'm not going to give it sturdy quite yet. It looks interesting. You have Tyrone Tracy and you have Cam and Scatterboo, and you also still have Singletary still there. So it might be interesting. They might get real interesting out there. Tight end, you got Theo Johnson, another Penn State guy. I felt that he looked really good when he was at Penn State, but he didn't get to show himself much of anything last year. I hope the offensive line is better than it has been in the past. And the defense, but I think the defense is going to be lights out. I think the defense is actually going to be if the secondary can at least hold somebody for 3 seconds, that defense is going to get to the quarterback. They have way too many headhunters on the Giants defense not to be decent. I mean, they'll keep you in the game. If the safeties and cornerbacks can hold somebody down for 3-4 seconds, for 4 or 5 seconds, if you could do that, stay with them, and just basically, if we can finally get our cornerback room together, I think the New York Giants has one of the top defenses in the West. I mean, sorry, in the NFC. But I think that Washington is going to roll out some firepower, and Jaden Daniels is going to basically do what he could do. I think it might be interesting. I don't know. That game might be a toss-up, and I might basically eat my words picking Washington, but I'm going to pick Washington because that's probably who is going to win. Jacksonville, Carolina. It's almost not even. It's. I'm going to say Jacksonville. Because I think Travis Hunter is going to go out and give him really two really good. Jacksonville is going to remind you of the Bengals. No real defense to make it significant, but 2 wide receivers that make it a highlight film. Denver's going to beat up on Tennessee. with a rookie quarterback. Seattle, San Francisco. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll go San Fran. Green Bay against Detroit. I feel like Detroit. I feel green. I don't know. I take Detroit because I think Detroit's going to be trying to get back to this, trying to get back to that conference championship. I say Detroit over Green Bay, but I think Green Bay is going to have a great year. I think the Rams are going to beat on Houston. If Stafford's healthy, for real, the game of games that night, Sunday night, is going to be Buffalo versus Baltimore. I feel I'm going to pick Baltimore to beat the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a shootout. Monday Night Football, Chicago versus Minnesota. That's that NFC North. And I am going to pick Chicago. I don't go with rookie quarterbacks. They need to earn it first. Rookie quarterbacks, seldom, unless you are Jaden Daniels, seldom make that kind of impact. Hopefully, Caleb makes that jump. He wins that game for Chicago and they get off to a good start for the season. So those are my picks for week 1 of the NFL draft of the NFL season. I am CallMeNakomi. Thank you for staying with me for this long, guys. I really appreciate it. Go ahead. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to have people in with me to talk about different games, maybe do some watch parties, and talk about the game and talk about what we see. Talk about some fantasy football. I'm going to definitely come back and do some of that throughout the season. If you're looking for some people out there, Quinshon Judkins just got signed for 11 million for 4 years. I feel like that's kind of low, but that's basically what he can negotiate. So it is what it is. Definitely better than 4. 11's better than 4. That's all I got to say. So I hope he gets out there soon because he could definitely help Cleveland and their plans for this offense for this year. So he's definitely a pickup, a very deep sleeper that's probably available still out there. Dylan Sampson is going to be an interesting 1-2 punch out there when they get it all together, including forward. I wonder how that's all going to work out. See if it comes down to a health thing. We'll see. Ollie Gordon with Devin A-Chain hurt. Ollie Gordon's a good pickup if he's out there available in your leagues. Devontae Thornton it looks like he's going to be the number 1 out there in Raiders, so he's another person that you could definitely pick up if you haven't done so already. Also, deep sleepers. Don't miss out on Elijah Arroyo out in Seattle, or if you don't know who to pick and you just want to make a dart throw or somebody who's going to be decent, Harold Fanning looks like he's going to be a monster. If they could get that running, if they could get that quarterback situation settled in Cleveland, that's another person. But personally, outside of Quinshon Judkins, I pretty much kind of avoided the Cleveland Browns offense in fantasy. Also, if you can stomach it, especially with the fact that they have a bye week very, very soon. The Houston defense is, to me, they never let me down all year last year until when they went on a bye week, the first week of the playoffs. And that pretty much is what killed my playoff season last year, because I did some real dumb stuff. Take it slow. Trust your draft picks. At least see for the first week or second week before you start making some crazy changes in your fantasy football leagues, guys. Hit me up if you have any questions or if you want some opinions on who you should start. Hit me up on Instagram at CallMeNakomi, and on X or Blue Sky at CallMeNakomi1, the number 1, or email me, CallMeNakomi@gmail.com. Guys, I'm everywhere. You ain't never there, but you here right now with me, and I appreciate you. Please take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Eat some good food and get some food for the soul. Take a deep breath before you swing, before you take that free throw. Take a deep breath, calm your nerves, and just let the muscle memory take over, guys. Get healthy, eat healthy, take care of yourself, learn a trade, get a good hobby. Mental health. Mental health is so important right now, guys. We need to hold strong. We need to stay steadfast, and we need to basically not react. We can't be reactionary. We need to be proactive, guys. Be proactive, not reactionary. Guys, until then, take care of yourselves, and may you always find water and shade out here. It's hot, but I love y'all. Peace.